Hello and welcome back. It's time to create an animated GIF out of our beautiful image here. To create your animated GIF, what we're gonna do is, keep in mind I created these two layers earlier. We'll just delete them so we can show you how to do this once more. So we'll go to our color change layer, okay? And we'll say maybe this is gonna be our first image here for our animated GIF. So let's make a new layer above everything. We'll go to image and down to apply image. There we go, merged and normal. And that just makes, a snapshot of everything you see, okay? So there we go. Now I can turn my other layers on and then we'll just change this layer's hue to something we like. There we go, that looks pretty good. And then we can just make a new layer and then go to image and apply image. So we have two different variations here. Why not get a third while we're at it? So let's bring this down to like a blue. There we go. This one we'll bring to more of this like yellow color. And then this time we'll just hit Control or Command U on, remember this layer that we painted blue there? We'll just hit Control or Command U and then we'll drag that to the left too. Bonk. There we go. And then this one, same deal. Okay, we'll make that. I don't know if I was in love with the purple. There we go. I do like that, actually. Let's hit Control or Command U on this little layer here. Let's get that to blend together. I think I want to change this. Yeah, actually, I just like it the pink. Looks great. Okay, and then we'll have one more. So new layer and then image, apply image. I have a keyboard shortcut set up, but it's the same thing. Okay, so now we have all three of these layers. What I'm gonna do is we'll shift click the three of those layers. Let's go ahead and save this, by the way. We'll shift click the three of those layers. I'm gonna right click and go to duplicate layers, and we'll go to new, because I just want this on a new document. I don't wanna mess with what I'm doing there, especially because I'm about to resize this. Anytime you do any resizing in Photoshop, I highly suggest creating a new document. It will save you in the long run. For instance, if you're working on your full-size document and you resize it down small and you accidentally save that when it's small, well then you've lost all your resolution. So what I do is I always make sure to duplicate those layers to a new document, resize that new document, and then save that one out. So I'm not resizing my original at all. Big thing that'll help you out there. Okay, so we just duplicated that. So this is a new document here. Okay, you can see this is, this new document. There's my other one. Okay, here's my new document. I'm gonna resize this. Does not need to be this big. We'll go to image and down to image size. Okay, and then my pixels here, my width, I'm gonna be like 800 pixels. Okay, let's hit okay there. There we go, because that's a good size for the web, things like that. Now, what I can do is go to Window and down to Timeline. We have two options here. We have a video timeline and frame animation. We're gonna create a frame animation. There we are. And now, here with our frame animation, let's just spread that out. We're gonna click on the new twice. So let's go ahead and click on our first frame, and we'll make these two layers invisible. So that's gonna be the first frame is just layer 55. Our second frame, we'll make this layer visible, and then click on your third frame, and then we'll make this layer visible. So if I click on frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3, they're all different. Pretty cool. Now here where you see 0 seconds on the bottom, let's hold Shift and click there on all three of these. We'll click on this little down arrow, and I'll set this to 2 seconds. So it's gonna pause for 2 seconds for each of these. And let's hit the play button, and I'm not gonna touch anything. And it's just gonna go bonk, bonk, bonk. Isn't that fun? Now, let's hit stop. Two seconds is a bit too much, so let's go to 1 second and hit play. Yeah, that's so fun. I really love that. So it's just a fun like little background animation you could, have be visible on the header of a website or whatever. And keep in mind, you could, of course, let's just stop this. You can crop this into, like I would probably crop it in. There we go. Be really nice for social media, things like that. Let's just leave it how it is for now. No need to crop for now. We maybe do that later. Let's go ahead and save this out as an animation. So we'll go to File, down to Export and Save for Web. Now here in Save for Web, we want to choose our setting is going to be a GIF. That's super important. Okay. Our color, we want to be perceptual. We want our dither to be diffusion. Okay. Transparency, you want to make checked. Make sure that's checked. Convert to sRGB. Yes, we want to check that as well. And everything looks good. So here you can choose your looping options. You can play once or forever. We want to choose forever. And here I can hit play again. We'll just see how this looks. Super cool as a GIF. Now, of course, you could use CSS and JavaScript to have this fade through images, but in this case, we're just going to do a GIF. Let's hit stop there. And now, before I hit save, I just want to click on this preview button, and it's going to show what this actually looks like in my web browser. Which is super cool, right? That looks pretty good. Let's just make our size a little bit smaller. So our width, let's go with 500 and hit enter. And then now hit preview. And there we go. That's what it's going to look like in our web browser. Now you will see that where we have these gradient areas, that it doesn't look super smooth. And unfortunately, that's a limitation of a GIF. With a GIF, you can only choose up to 256 colors. So you're going to just lose a little bit of information there in any gradients. But you can choose some different like color adaptations. There we go. Sometimes some of these look better than others. In this case, let's choose adaptive. That actually looks pretty good. We'll hit this preview, and there we go. So we have a really nicely retouched image, and now with like not much time, we've turned it into like a funky thing that could be used for advertising or the background of a header, on a website and things like that. So just a super fun little extra thing. Anytime you can get an extra asset out of your images, especially one that's going to be fun like this, like just go for it, because it'll make your clients love you. It'll make the work stand out. And generally when I work with people, I over deliver. I try to give more than what they expect. So I'll say, I can give you this, this, and this, and then I'll usually give them extra stuff too. That way they're just like super happy and blown away with the work. So super cool. I really like this animated GIF. And then just as a whole, we did a great job retouching these bags and this image as a whole. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. I know it was a long one, but we got a lot done. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.